Hey, you two. F and True Wrestling here. Brian Crazy,
JC Styles.
and we're back with our weekly review for TNA. This is Season 2, Episode 2. We promised you bigger, badder things, and we're going to jump right into No Surrender, 2010. I think it actually delivered a pretty good pay-per-view from TNA. What do you think, Joe?
I couldn't have asked for a better pay-per-view. I think it was money worth spent. The only beef that I had with this pay-per-view was that there was not a finish for the Kurt Angle Jeff Hardy match, which we'll get into a little bit later on in the review. But all around great aspect of the pay-per-view. It had everything that we were looking for as wrestling fans to see. And we want to get right into talking about the pay-per-view.
Well, to be honest, like JC said, I think TNA really gave us what we were looking for. I know all wrestling fans were probably a little disappointed last night, Thursday night, when you went to Spike TV and TNA was not on. Some speculation from sources behind the scenes that TNA was a little afraid to go up against Monday Night Football's big first game, whatever have you. We're going to jump right into No Surrender. For our first match of the night, we had Motor City Machine Guns versus Generation Me.
Originally, it was supposed to be London Brawling.
Yes,
but
London
due
Brawling.
to personal issues, they could not attend the event, and they gave what was supposed to be London Brawling's big push in the tag team division to Generation Me, and man, the Generation Me actually stepped their game up.
Generation Me has been stepping their game up a lot. Kind of post-match, though, they kind of lost, pretty sore. I mean, they, attacked...
They kind of remind me of the way that they...
It's not Saban, right?
No, Shelley.
Shelley.
They spiked DDT'd Shelley on the very thin mats they have outside surrounding the ring.
The mats are only like this, guys.
Probably even thinner than that.
About that. And then you got to think, it's a concrete floor. And then some of the arenas that are, it's the impact zone. So, I mean, it's concrete mats. I mean, when they do visit arenas that have, ice or something, imagine it's a built-up floor. That's even harder. So, give it to these guys. They take, pretty sick bumps to entertain us.
Generation Me kind of reminds me of a newer version of the Hardy Boys. If you remember back in the day when the Hardys first came out, they had the tie-dye pants, tie-dye bandanas, and, but this match, I mean, really, I would say if it wasn't match of the night, if it wasn't match of the year, it was definitely probably match of the night.
It was a very good match. I mean, definitely Motor City proves once again why they are the TNA World Tag Team Champions. But like JC said, Generation Me really brought it to the table. I mean, this was supposed to be London Brawling's time, but due to something with Wolf and Magnus not being able to attend, I really don't know the story behind that. Once we get it, we'll bring it to you. They got the push, and I really think they did good.
Yes, they definitely picked up the ball and ran with it. Great overall match for both teams. Obviously, you guys know, you see my past videos that I'm a big Motor City Machine Gun mark. I love the guys, what they do in and out of the ring for the fans. I still haven't gotten a chance to check out the Fandemonium DVD, the 2-disc Beer Money Motor City Machine Guns DVD, which I'm trying to get my hands on a copy of. So once I get my hands on a copy, we'll definitely be giving you a DVD review for that.
Sounds like a plan. I would love to be part of that.
Motor City Machine Gun successfully defended the tag team titles in what was a great match of the night. And like we said, they had the jump, that's the post attack on Alex Shelley, dropped him on his head. Hopefully there was no severe injury that will sideline them for a couple of weeks.
You know what? Generation Me got a pretty good push, and they could have kind of, either taken it, like men that they lost, but they kind of took, the underhand and attacked. Is that going to kind of set up maybe a little more...
A grudge tag match between the two?
Exactly. And is this going to start picking up the tag team division again? If they do, it could be very, very, very good for TNA. We need to see more tag teams. We need to see more competition at this level. Next match, excited me a lot, X Division Championship. Our second match of the night, we had Douglas Williams go against Sabu.
I've watched TNA since the early days when I saw guys like AJ, Daniels, Joe, Amazing Red. These guys go after Chris Sabin, Alex Shelley, go after the X Division Ultimate X matches. when I seen like Sabu and Doug Williams, I really didn't think this match was going to do very well, but it did pretty good. I mean, it wasn't this traditional X Division match that we're looking forward to seeing.
But that's kind of always
I
been the
kinda like
moniker of the
how-
X Division.
I
Hasn't
kinda
it
like-
kind of outside the lines, outside the limits?
Well, but the thing is though, it's supposed to be no limits.
No
X
limits.
Division's no limits.
So no limits. So it was kind of outside. It was outside the box. You got to say they fought a very different style contest.
And I kind of laughed when I heard TNA say something that Sabu has a weird high fly style. Sabu's not known for high flying. He's not a high flyer. He has 2 high fly moves, and that's it. To even consider him to be a high flyer is just a joke.
Well, I think he does pull off more top rope moves than in comparison to someone say like Douglas Williams, which I do like Douglas Williams, but he's a mat technician. I think like I said, in comparison, he pulls off more high flying moves than say Doug Williams, but compared to other wrestlers like The Amazing Red or AJ Styles, he, like you said, is not a high flyer by any means.
We had Douglas Williams successfully defended the title against Sabu. And also, I wanted to say this pay-per-view kind of almost turned out to be like Fortune vs. EV 2.0.
It really did. You know what, guys? I hope this doesn't ruin anybody's Thursday night next week. But me and JC's have something huge to announce.
Jay Lethal.
Jay Lethal is the new X Division champion. At the tapings the other day, Monday night, Jay Lethal won the title from Douglas Williams. Like I said, I am a Doug Williams fan, but Jay Lethal, it's your time to shine, baby.
Yes, definitely.
Woo!
Definitely worth the watch next Thursday. Definitely worth following Jay Lethal. I don't know why this guy doesn't have a DVD yet. He's been there since the early stages of TNA, and his career is still blossoming.
I think now that he's broken out of the stigma of being just the Black Machismo, now he's Jay Lethal. And I think
the Black Machismo gimmick was to push him further, to get him further.
I do. With Black Machismo and Consequences Creed, Lethal Consequences, they were a great team. They really were.
They were. Then what was the next match in the card?
We then had TNA Knockouts action. We had Velvet Sky defeat Madison Rain, which has kind of seen 2 competing groups of beautiful people. We've got Madison Rain and Tara, who consider themselves the beautiful people. Then we got Velvet Sky and Angelina Love, which in my opinion are the legitimate beautiful people. They founded the group. I mean, they are them. They've kind of kicked Madison out. She was trying to be domineering and taking over. I like Madison. I met her in person. She's a great girl. But in their life that's going on, she was trying to take over the group, and they wanted something different.
Yes, it was like when Triple H went to the corporation with China. They kind of had a feud with X-Pac and the Outlaws for the rights to the D-Generation X name. So, I mean, this is kind of like almost the same kind of vignette with the beautiful people.
I remember that.
With Angelina, Velvet, and Madison and Tara. So, I mean, this would actually, as you guys know, I don't follow the women's matches that well, but I actually enjoyed watching this match because it had a lot of build-up behind it. And I did pretty decent in my mind.
It really was. I think the Knockouts really have stepped up their game, and I really think they need to keep utilizing them correctly. And I think it's pretty exciting that coming up this week on Impact, we're actually going to have TNA Knockout Tag Team action. We're going to see Hamada and Taylor Wilde, which are the new TNA Tag Team Knockouts champions. They will go against Lacey Von Erich and Madison Rain, but they end up getting defeated. Post-match, Tara and Madison attack Lacey, and Angelina and Velvet come out to save her, and they end up leaving with Angelina and Velvet. So we see a reunion of the 3 members of the Beautiful People. So, but let's move on. Next match of the card, number 4 of the night. We only had 8 matches for the night, guys. It was kind of a short card. We had Abyss go against Rhino, a Falls Count Anywhere match.
It was okay. I didn't really expect much out of the two. It wasn't really as great.
Chris Parks is one crazy son of a
I
bitch.
think the best
I mean,
match.
you can't take that away from him.
I think the best hardcore match of the night was probably Dreamer and AJ.
I mean, my God, AJ stuck a fork in that man's eye. But
Rhino and Abyss, I don't know. I mean,
Rhino Abyss?
I'm kind of good on that. You know, I'm not really
I
interested.
mean,
in
if I
seeing
had to
either
pick one of the
two.
two, I'm definitely gonna pick Rhino. I mean, I've liked Rhino since. To be honest, I watched ECW back in the day. I loved ECW back in the day, but I really kind of picked up liking Rhino when he joined WWF, and kind of the whole alliance angle. And I mean, the gore is still sick. And
It depends on who he hits it on.
Exactly, and like I said, Chris Parks is one crazy son of a bitch. So I mean, yeah, they brought something interesting to the table. It wasn't quite what we were expecting, but it was alright.